All right, Pistons. Duncan Robinson. Make sure my mic on. 3 years, $48 million. Um, you know, my thing is this: you just lose some defense for him and Tim Hardaway Jr., but you pick up a better 3-point shooter. Um, so that's the trade-off. You lose defense, you pick up 3-point shooting, a little bit better 3-point shooter. Hardaway signed 1-year deal with the Nuggets. Schroeder ended up getting like 48 or some million over 3 years. It was a big number for him. Um, but Duncan Robinson is cool. You get a knockdown shooter. It's enough. The other Pistons defend very, very well. But I was kind of liking the idea of getting Malik Monk, which that would have to happen via trade. So I like that idea, and I'm gonna explain why I like Malik Monk real quick. People say, well, you got to pay that. Malik Monk is making $18 million next year, $19 million in the player option or something like that. That ain't nothing compared to what a lot of these guys can paying. And let me say this: I'm so tired of bitch ass Detroit fans, and they sit here and they complain about the franchise that's not spending money, but then when they go out and spend money, oh, they shouldn't pay him, and that's too much money. And like, shut the fuck up. Like, literally, shut up. They just love to complain. Do you want to go spend money? You don't want to spend money. You know what I'm saying? Malik Monk for $18 million and $19 million next year, if that ain't a player option year, that's a good deal. They just gave Jabari Smith like 4 years, $122 million. Jaren Jackson got a super max, and he's super ass. So Malik Monk for 2 years for what? $38 million? I'll take it. And I'll tell you why I like that. His shooting is a little bit, his 3-point shooting is up and down. But the one way the Pistons would upgrade from Schroeder, Hardaway, and Beasley, the one way they would upgrade from that is because they would add 2 scorers. 2 guys that can go get their own bucket. That's what makes the Malik Monk and Karis LeVert an upgrade. Beasley is more of a catch and shoot and defensive guy. You know what I'm saying? Tim Hardaway catch and shoot defensive guy. But with LeVert and Malik Monk, they can both defend and they can shoot it, but they can score the ball. So they're guys you can get a ball to on the wing and they can go get you a bucket. That's the difference. They can go get you a bucket on the wing. That way, Cade ain't got to worry about the offense starting with him. You ain't got to worry about Ivy being the offense. You got 2 guys that can literally, like, if you need to buy Cade and Ivy a break, they can literally carry your offense for the rest of the game. So that's why I like Malik Monk, because him and LeVert can get their own shot. Beasley, that's not a specialty. Tim Hardaway, not a specialty. Shooter is a setup guy. That's why I like Malik Monk, and the price point is so gravy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can give you Simone and somebody else to match salary, and I'll give them a pick somewhere down the line. But that's what you want. Somebody that can go get a bucket. So, with Duncan Robinson, I mean, you replace Tim Hardaway Jr., you don't have the defense, but you got a guy that can get hot. And that's okay. You can lose the defense because guess what? LeVert can defend. Sasser can defend. Stu can defend. I mean, you can go down the list. Only person that really is a defensive, inferior defensively is Simone. He may be on the move. Think about it. Ron Hollins, high defender. Asar Thompson, high defender. Cunningham, high-grade defender. Ivy, he got to do some work, but he got all the tools to be a great defensive player. Dern is turning that corner, becoming one of the better defensive players. Tobias Harris, he's the reason why they got better defensive collectively after J.B. Bickerstaff, because he defended the 4 position where they just couldn't defend it for years. I think he's one of the most important parts. So you can afford a couple, as long as Duncan come and give an effort defensively, which he will, go blue, you can afford a 1 or 2 bad defensive players when everybody else play defense. You know what I'm saying? So you already got a top defense. And that shout out to B, shout out to Tobias, shout out to Tim Hardaway Jr. They brought that to the table. They helped bring that culture defensively with J.B. Bickerstaff. Now you add LeVert, he can defend. Now if you can land a Malik Monk, You know, if you can land Malik Monk, then yeah, I mean, it's gonna look great, honestly, because he can get out there and give an effort defensively. Mike Brown ain't no slouch, who was the coach over there. So I like the Duncan Robinson move. You know, get him for what? What is it, about 18 million a year, damn near? Probably not even that. What is it, 35 or 30, 45? So just above the $15 million mark. So yeah, I mean, come here, come back to the crib. All I gotta do is shoot and give a little bit of effort on defense. Just do what Hardaway did. So yeah, in a way, they just need a couple more pieces. You know, if it's Monk or if it's another ball, and people say, well, that's not enough to get them over the top. What they banking on getting them over the top is development. That's all they banking on is development. They hoping that Ron or Sar Thompson or Ivy can take that next step. And unfortunately for them, Ivy was taking that next step last year. So if he can continue in the right direction, or just do what he did last year, the minimum, then at that point, you just banking on either Sar or Ron Hollins to give you some offense, to give you some shooting. It's a wrap then. Then y'all got that German guy, Bobby Killerman, whatever his name. See what he can do. So, you know, then you got Sass. I think it might click for. So, yeah, you banking on your young guns. Atlanta, you know, they said, you know, we gonna get some more pieces, but really, Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels are studs. So if they don't, you know, succeed this year in Atlanta and be somewhere on top of the East, it's just really an indictment on Trae Young. And that's the difference between Trae Young and Cade Cunningham. Defensively and size, yes, there's a difference. But the biggest difference is Cade make people better. Cade don't have to have the ball. And when they got Schroeder, he willingly gave that ball up. So you got to ask yourself, you know, Trae Young got to learn to play without the ball. And that's hard for a lot of players to do. I mean, the whole life you at AAU, you had a ball in your hand. You know, it's damn near impossible to ask these brothers to play without the ball in their hand. So, Kay can do it. So, but yeah, I like Duncan Robinson here. Hopefully they land somebody, Malik Beasley, someone like him. Because they need that next guy, especially with LeVert gonna miss some games. You know that. They need that guy that can give them that another scoring punch off the punch. So, you get a bench with Karras and Malik off the bench, your starting finishing lineup gonna be nasty. You know what I'm saying? You may have some lineups where you finish in with Asar, Karras, Monk, Cade, and Duren in the middle. You know? You might have some lineups where Tobias, Duren, you know, Asar, Cade, and Monk. So or Karras. But one thing they struggle with, other than defending Cat a little bit without Stu, they struggle with somebody else that can get the ball and get their own shot. So, but I don't blame them for like taking developing your young talent. Fuck that. Yeah. This is why they was here. Troy Weaver deserved a lot of credit for what he did. The only thing he didn't do well, you know, that was in his power was surround them with the proper veterans. That's the only thing he didn't do. You know, and shout out to Bojan Bojanovic. He retired, I read. I could be wrong, could have been fake news, but I think he retired. Burke and Bojanovic were scorers. That was the problem. They were scorers more than shooters. And then he just kept factuating with old school big fellas like Wiseman and Bagley, which, you know, at the end of the day, it just wasn't working. So that was really his only mistake. He couldn't pick his own coach. You know, that wasn't on him. So, yeah, that's my opinion on it, man. But hey, let me know what y'all think. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Peace.